All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Heartland Championship Wrestling, brought to you live here on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. My name is Dave Little, and it is a pleasure to be here at the Dave Cave with tonight's episode of Heartland Championship Wrestling, featuring the stars of the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. We are coming to you from Tampa, Florida. The Tampa Sportatorium is the scene for tonight's broadcast, and we are going to have an exciting main event tonight for the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. It will be the team of Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, your new AWF Tag Team Champions, taking on the former champions, the Road Warriors. That is going to be a slobber knocker of a main event. The Warriors want their belts back in the worst way, and tonight they have the chance to get their hands on the team that took those titles away just a couple of weeks ago at our most recent pay-per-view broadcast. So far here tonight, we've seen some exciting action when we got things started. The card kicked off with Greg the Hammer Valentine picking up a submission victory over Jimmy Valiant by way of the figure 4 leg lock. Next, we saw the team of Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov lose a match by disqualification to the team of Bob and Brad Armstrong, when Bob Armstrong and Nikolai Volkov got into it on the arena floor, and Volkov would not comply with the referee's instructions to take the match back into the ring. That cost his team the disqualification, and there were some tense moments between the Iron Sheik and his partner Nikolai Volkov after losing that contest by disqualification. Then we saw the local Tampa product Paul Orndorff get a win over the Grappler by way of the jumping pile driver. That is one of the best pile drivers I've seen in wrestling history. Orndorff, nobody did it better than Orndorff, and even though he's a local product here in Tampa, he was not well received by the local crowd. I don't think anybody in the entire United States of America likes Paul Orndorff these days. He's been feuding with Sting, he's been feuding with the Road Warriors, and he has managed to infuriate just about everybody around this Atlantic Wrestling Federation territory. Then we saw Tony Atlas with a very impressive win over Ray the Crippler Stevens. And in our last match, we saw the team of Big John Studd and Ken Patera, the Heenan family, prove their power with a victory over the Fantastics, Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, when Studd made Rogers submit to the giant backbreaker. And now we are ready for tonight's triple main event. Our first match here on the televised portion of tonight's card will pit a couple of guys trying to climb their way up the ladder of contention here in the AWF. Lex Luger against the Destroyer. The Destroyer has had a fine history here in the Heartland Championship Wrestling. He was one of the original champions in the early days back in the mid-2000s. And he is now attempting to climb his way back into glory. But he has a tough test indeed tonight against Lex Luger. So, we are ready to get the action started. Welcome to the chat room, Tribe Fan 879. Let's get ready to rumble, says Tribe Fan. And here we go. The opening initiative roll goes to Lex Luger. We'll use the red die for the wrestler on the left, and the black die for the wrestler on the right. And then on each succeeding roll, the red die will be offense and the black die will be the defense. So Luger starts off with a headlock and takes Destroyer down to the canvas. Excuse me. I have been fighting a cold this week. I was hoping I'd get through this broadcast, but I'm going to take a lot of drink breaks here, fans, to keep the vocal cords moist. It's Luger taking Destroyer down to the mat. Destroyer back to his feet. and Luger just shoves Destroyer into the corner, but Destroyer's not going down. He is not backing down a bit as they lock up again in the center of the ring. Luger shoves Destroyer into the corner again, and this time Destroyer comes back out and whips Lex Luger into the ropes. Luger comes off the ropes, and on a roll of 8, it is Destroyer who hits the running back elbow to put Luger down to the canvas. Luger getting to his feet. Destroyer now in control, and Destroyer is going to whip Luger into the turnbuckle. Luger comes off the turnbuckle, and on a roll of 9, it is Destroyer again with a big kick that staggers Luger and sends him back into the corner. Destroyer now in control, and he is going to pick Luger up and spin him around in the airplane spin, and down to the mat hard goes Lex Luger. Luger is down and Destroyer is in control. What's he going to do? He is going to go to the middle turnbuckle and come off with the bombs away knee drop. And boom, he hits the bombs away knee drop. That's going to cost Luger a point of fatigue, and Destroyer is going to go for the pinfall. The pin roll is 5 or lower. Count of 1. And on a count of 2, Luger kicks out. But Destroyer is in control here early, and Luger's already got a couple of points of fatigue. 1 for the bombs away, 1 for the pinfall. What's Destroyer going to do now? He is going to go with the hip drop to the leg. He's going to continue to start working on the legs, and perhaps set up his finisher, the figure 4 leg lock. Destroyer needs a roll of 8 or lower to connect on this move. And on a roll of 9, he missed it. Luger powered his way out of that one and gets to his feet. Luger's not ready to give up yet, and he nails Destroyer with a running clothesline. Destroyer to his feet. Luger comes in again, and this time it is a falling double sledgehammer by Luger that takes Destroyer back down to the canvas. Luger now whips Destroyer to the ropes. Destroyer comes off the ropes, and on a roll of 6, Luger bounces down. Destroyer to the other side of the ring. Back off the ropes a second time. And this time Luger gets in position for the back body drop, but he's set too soon, and Destroyer nails him with a head smash to the canvas. Luger is down. The Destroyer outsmarted Luger on that one. And now it's going to be the figure 4 leg lock. Destroyer goes for the figure 4. This is going to be a pin roll of a submission roll of 7. And Luger gets his way to the bottom ropes and manages to get out of the figure 4 before Destroyer could really get it cinched in. But Destroyer is in control once again, showing that championship form that has served him so well during his tenure here in Heartland Championship Wrestling. Destroyer once again in control. And Destroyer is going to go once again to the bombs away, and he hit it again. And that is going to cost another point of fatigue. Luger at 4 points of fatigue already. And Destroyer is yet to be touched. Destroyer now, as Luger gets to his feet, it is the Destroyer going to the forearm smashes. Across the back of Luger, trying to keep him down. Luger up to hands and knees once again. And this time Destroyer is going to whip Luger into the turnbuckle. Luger whipped to the turnbuckle. And on a roll of 6, this time it is Luger who catches Destroyer coming in with a knee to the head. And that gives Luger an opening to do some damage here. Luger goes with another running clothesline. Destroyer slow to get to his feet. Luger now with a double falling sledge once again. And this time Destroyer counters and whips Luger to the turnbuckle once again. Luger into the turnbuckle. And on a roll of 9, once again, it is a big kick from Destroyer. That stuns Luger. Destroyer is going to whip him to the turnbuckle again on the opposite side of the ring. But this time Luger comes off and ducks out of the way of Destroyer as Destroyer charges into the turnbuckle. Destroyer hits the buckle hard, and Luger rolls him up for a count of 1 only. Destroyer got out of that one. But that was a quick pinning predicament for Luger, and now Luger is in control after Destroyer missed that charge to the turnbuckle. Here is Luger. Luger is going to pitch Destroyer out of the ring. We have our first foray to the arena floor. Both men are rated B on the ring floor. So they're both ready to do battle here. But it is Destroyer who has to crawl his way back into the ring to beat the 10 count, as Luger took a moment into the ring to rest up, catch a breather. And Destroyer coming back into the ring with Luger in control. And Luger gets him up, and it is going to be the torture rack. Luger's got him up in the torture rack. This is going to be a roll of 8 or lower for a submission. And Destroyer manages to get out of that one. He got his legs over the top rope and forced the break. I am sorry about the raspiness. But Luger is in control here. And this time it is Luger pitching the Destroyer out of the ring. But Destroyer pulls Luger out of the ring and slams his leg across the bottom turnbuckle. Oh my goodness, Luger is in trouble now. Destroyer got the best of that confrontation, and Destroyer now is going to go to the top turnbuckle for a death jump. Destroyer comes off, and on a roll of 8, he nails Luger with a clothesline off the top turnbuckle, and Luger goes down once again. And it's going to be another bombs away, this time for Destroyer. He hits another drop to the knee of Luger, and Luger is in big trouble now. Destroyer with the figure 4 leg lock. And Luger could be forced to give it up here. And yes, on a roll of 5, Luger is forced to give it up. What a match we witnessed between the Destroyer and Luger. As Destroyer wins that one with the figure 4 leg lock. He did plenty of damage to the leg of Luger throughout the contest. And when the moment was right, it was the Destroyer with the figure 4 leg lock on Lex Luger to score the submission victory. Oh my goodness. Welcome, Rob, to the chat room. You have just reached the conclusion of our first match with the former Dayton Wrestling Association heavyweight champion, the Destroyer, scoring the submission victory over Lex Luger. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have another big match in the contenders rankings for the Atlantic Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship, as it will be Barry Windham to take on Dusty Rhodes. Windham was featured very prominently. He's off to a great start here in 2020. Windham was the winner of the Buckeye Bowl 2020 on New Year's Day, which is our Heartland Wrestling equivalent of the Royal Rumble. And Windham eliminated Chris Jericho to win that contest. And he earned a title match, an NWA World Heavyweight Championship match against Randy Savage. And although Windham came up short, he acquitted himself nicely in that match. And Windham is now back in the Atlantic Wrestling Federation, trying to climb the ladder to get a title match against the the AWF heavyweight champion Ric Flair. There's been some turmoil within the world of the Horsemen, as Windham has been outspoken about his ambitions, and Flair is protecting his title. And James J. Dillon is with Flair at ringside, but Windham is still unhappy because the number 1 contenders match took place between Rick Rude and Don Baracco. Rick Rude won that match and is the number 1 contender, but Windham feels that he deserves a shot at the title, and he is not happy about having to wrestle Dusty Rhodes here tonight in Tampa. Rhodes also trying to earn his way up the ladder. And if Rhodes should beat Windham tonight, that will be a feather in the cap of Dusty Rhodes and a setback to Windham. So we've got Flair and J.J. Dillon here at ringside with Windham. And JJ is trying to get Wyndham calmed down as the referee calls for the bell, and we get started with tonight's second contest. All right, the opening initiative roll goes to Wyndham. And it is Wyndham who is going to come out with the opening lockup, and he gets behind Dusty Rhodes, and Wyndham immediately ties up Rhodes in an abdominal stretch. Very nice move off the opening lockup by Wyndham. What's Wyndham going to do now? Oh, he whips Rhodes to the ropes, and it is going to be Wyndham coming off with a big West Texas lariat that takes Rhodes down to the canvas. Wyndham has the momentum early. And now it is going to be a whip to the ropes. Rhodes comes off the ropes, and on a roll of 10, it is a big double clothesline. Both men go down. Double clothesline, Rhodes and Wyndham. Wyndham is first to his feet, and he is in control. And right away, he is going to pitch Dusty Rhodes out of the ring. Rhodes is out of the ring now. Ric Flair is close by, but he is not making a move on Dusty. What's going to happen out here? And it is going to be, on a roll of 7, a wild brawl between Rhodes and Wyndham at ringside. And it is Rhodes who hits Barry Wyndham with the bionic elbow on the top of the head at ringside. And now it is Wyndham who is staggered. Action goes back into the ring, and Dusty Rhodes immediately goes to the figure 4 leg lock. How about that? Wyndham manages to get to the ropes, but he is hurting here as Rhodes got the figure 4 on him early in this match. A little too early to hope for a submission. But Rhodes is trying to weaken Wyndham and gain control of this match in the early going. Dusty now is going to get Wyndham to his feet. Wyndham slow to get up. And bam! Dusty drops him with a Stardust pile driver. Oh, punishing move by Dusty Rhodes. Here's Wyndham now. Slow to get to his feet. And Rhodes is going to fly through the air and come down across the back of Barry Wyndham with a flip-flop and fly elbow drop. And this time Wyndham stays down. Wyndham stays down, and now it is going to be Dusty Rhodes pitching Barry Wyndham out of the ring. More shenanigans at ringside. I don't think Ric Flair and J.J. Dillon are going to interfere as Rhodes comes after Wyndham. And oh, this time it is Rhodes with another bionic elbow to the top of Barry Wyndham's head. This could be a countout. But Wyndham makes it back into the ring at the count of 7. And Rhodes is in control. Wyndham is in trouble as Ric Flair and J.J. Dillon cheer their man on, but they are not providing any assistance whatsoever, and that's not like what we're accustomed to seeing from the Horsemen. And now it is going to be Dusty Rhodes in control. Rhodes is going to go to another big elbow drop, and Wyndham goes down again. Rhodes is punishing Wyndham. And now it is going to be another big elbow drop by Rhodes, and he's going to go for the cover. Wyndham kicks out, but he is in trouble. That's 3 fatigue tokens on Wyndham now. Rhodes. This time is going to go for a high vertical suplex, and he takes Wyndham down to the canvas hard. Rhodes is going to go for a scissor lock on that knee joint. And he is again going to go to work on the knee of Wyndham, hoping to set up the figure 4. Wyndham gets to his feet. Rhodes whips Wyndham into the turnbuckle. And on a roll of 9, it is Rhodes who scores a big kick as Wyndham rebounds off the turnbuckle, and Rhodes remains in control. Rhodes gets Wyndham up for a high vertical suplex, and down goes Wyndham. Another vertical suplex. Wyndham is down again. And on the third try, Wyndham blocks the suplex attempt. And it is Wyndham who comes back, and oh, he just goes right to the eyes of Dusty Rhodes. Dirty tactics by Barry Wyndham. Rhodes takes a step back, blinking and pointing at Wyndham as Wyndham comes off now. and picks Rhodes up for a body slam down hard to the canvas. Wyndham trying to get back into this match. Wyndham's going to attempt a drop kick. He needs a roll of 10 or lower to hit that, and he hit it. And Rhodes is staggered. Staggering back, Wyndham now with another drop kick. And this time, Dusty Rhodes steps out of the way of that one. And Rhodes comes back, and Wyndham hits the mat hard, and Rhodes is going to go back to working the knee joint. Wyndham gets to his feet, and this time he whips Dusty into the ropes once again. Dusty comes off the ropes, and this time on a roll of 5, it is Dusty who comes off the ropes with a powerful flying shoulder tackle. Wyndham hadn't quite caught his balance yet, and Rhodes knocked him back down to the canvas. Dusty now working the knee once again. Wyndham trying to get to his feet. And but this time it is going to be Wyndham attempting to escape from the standing ankle twist, and Wyndham is able to power his way out of that one. And Wyndham comes back and just rakes Dusty across the eyes with the cowboy boot. Wyndham caught him by the hair and raked him across the eyes. And now once again it is Dusty who is staggered. Wyndham gets him into that abdominal stretch once again. Stretching him out, trying to weaken the midsection of Dusty Rhodes. And this time it is a punch to the side of the head by Wyndham. Rhodes tries to fire back with a punch of his own. Wyndham blocks that and hits Rhodes with another knee to the gut. Rhodes staggers back. Another knee to the gut by Wyndham. This time Rhodes fires back and whips Wyndham into the turnbuckle. And on a roll of 8, it is a big kick from Rhodes to Wyndham, and Rhodes is still in control. Rhodes now nails Wyndham with another bionic elbow, and Wyndham is staggered. Wyndham is in trouble here, another bionic elbow, and this time Wyndham is going to bail out and leave the ring. Wyndham has been stunned. He is up to 5 fatigue tokens as action spills outside of the ring, and this could be a count out. Wyndham is slow to get to his feet, and we're going to see a count out here on a roll of 7 or lower. And on a roll of 5, that's it. That is a count out. Wyndham is unable to get back into the ring. J.J. Dillon and Ric Flair imploring their man to get back into the ring, and he is unable to do so. He is limping around on that leg and unable to get back into this match, and Dusty Rhodes is going to be your winner by way of a count out. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, that is a surprising ending to this match, as Dusty Rhodes has defeated Barry Windham by count out, and that really takes Windham out of contention for the Atlantic Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. Windham is not very happy with J.J. Dillon, and Dillon and Flair are not happy with Windham. And there's going to be some tense moments here as Windham leaves the ring area, hobbling a bit. Flair is going to accompany Windham back to the dressing room, and he's helping him on that bad leg. But the mood between these two remains tense. So that is an unfortunate defeat for Barry Windham. And fans, I'm going to take about a 2-minute break here to get this throat thing under control. And when I come back, it will be time for your main event of the evening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I apologize for the delay, but it is time now for the main event of the evening. Your Atlantic Tag Team Champions, the team of Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. They just won those belts at our last pay-per-view 2 weeks ago, the I Stand Alone pay-per-view. And they were not standing alone. They had plenty of help from James J. Dillon, as Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard upset the Road Warriors to win the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. Before we get started with that, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of channel announcements. I am thinking about History Maker Baseball for tomorrow, but if I'm still coughing and raspy, I may give my voice another day off. But if things go well, there may be History Maker Baseball tomorrow afternoon. On Monday, I will be back with episode number 6 of My Journey with Jesus. So if you are a follower of My Journey with Jesus, please stop by on Monday and check that out, my weekly discussion of my Christian faith and my Christian life experiences. Where's Paul Ellering, says Rob. Hey, that's a great question. In fact, it looks like Hawk is on his cell phone. We've got Hawk on his cell phone. And what's going to happen here, in fact, Paul Ellering is here. They have called on the services of Paul Ellering for tonight's title match. So Ellering is at ringside across from James J. Dillon, and they are staring each other down with a complete show of contempt and disrespect for one another. So here we go. It is time for our main event. The Horsemen versus the Road Warriors for the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. With James J. Dillon and Paul Ellering at ringside. And it is going to be Tully Blanchard to start things off for the Horsemen against Road Warrior Hawk. This certainly is one of the biggest matches. Biggest rematch here, where this could be another match of the year candidate. And it is going to be Hawk who gains the initiative to start things off. And he just starts pummeling away at Tully Blanchard with his forearms, backing Blanchard into the corner. Got some bully tactics going here. And he has got Blanchard backed into the corner, and Blanchard is covering up. Hawk now steps back, and he just nails Tully Blanchard with a drop kick. How about that? Hawk surprisingly athletic for a 277-pounder. And Tully Blanchard immediately backs away and goes to the corner, and he is going to tag in the enforcer AA Arn Anderson. We'll see if Anderson can do any better against Hawk. And this time it is Anderson who tries to get Hawk up for a suplex. Hawk is too strong for that. And Hawk comes back and reverses that and hits Anderson with a suplex of his own. He tries for the cover. Anderson kicks out of that. But Hawk showing his dominance here early in the match, and he's going to tag out to Animal, as Animal wants a piece of some of this action. Animal against AA. And they're going to try and get AA up for the Doomsday device. My goodness, I don't know about this. James J. Dillon is up on the ring apron, and he manages to draw the attention of Hawk, so they don't end up getting Anderson up for the Doomsday device. Quick thinking by James J. Dillon to escape that situation. Animal still in control, and this time he is going to go for a power slam on AA. He gets him down. Anderson kicks out, but he is in trouble here very quickly. Hawk and Animal are going to go for a double team. And on the double team, they flatten Anderson with a deadly face-first double suplex. They're going to go for the pin once again. And Anderson kicks out, but he has been beaten down badly in the early stages of this match. Hawk is in control against AA. Paul Ellering at ringside is voicing his satisfaction, and James J. Dillon is slamming his fist on the mat. And in fact, we're going to see James J. Dillon get involved. He is going to go right to the manager interference card. It's early in the match, but James J. Dillon is desperate for his team to hold on to these tag team belts. And on a roll of 10, J.J. Dillon tries to interfere, but Hawk clotheslines the manager and then delivers a running clothesline on Arn Anderson. That's going to be all for James J. Dillon. He is out of commission. The cover on Anderson, and he got a count of 1. Count of 2. And Anderson just got that shoulder up before the count of 3. Anderson in big trouble here as Hawk has just taken care of business. Animal tags into the ring. What are they going to do? It's going to be Animal pitching Arn Anderson out of the ring to ringside. I don't know if that was a great move by Animal, but that's what the dice called for. And that was a bad move, because indeed it is Arn Anderson at ringside who grabs Animal by the leg and slams that knee into the ringside turnbuckle. And Animal is clutching at the knee now. Anderson knows how to work that body part like nobody else. And now it is going to be Anderson who is going to try for the death jump. Coming off the middle rope. And on a roll of 6, it is a flying clothesline from Anderson that takes Animal back down to the canvas. And very smartly now, Anderson is going to tag Tully Blanchard back into this match. That was a close call for the Horsemen, the tag team champions. Paul Ellering imploring his team at ringside as James J. Dillon continues to lie unconscious on the arena floor. Here's Blanchard in against Animal. And it is going to be Blanchard who is not going to throw him out of the ring. Instead, he's going to, just hit a boot to the groin on Animal. Animal not very happy about that. Paul Ellering screaming at the referee. But the referee was still tied up with Anderson as Tully Blanchard went low on the Animal, and the Animal is still down. What's Blanchard going to do now? He just drags the eyes of Animal across the middle rope. Animal still down and hurt. Whipped to the ropes now by Blanchard. Animal comes off the ropes. And on a roll of 6, Tully Blanchard drops down. Animal comes back off the opposite ropes, and this time it is a running back elbow from Blanchard that puts Animal back down onto the canvas. Blanchard working methodically. Comes off the ropes and timing his move just perfectly as Animal comes off, gets to his knees. Blanchard hits another clothesline off the ropes, and Animal is still staggering. Animal slowly gets to his feet. Blanchard is all over him. Another boot to the groin, and Animal goes down to his knees once again. Tully Blanchard just pulling no punches here in his efforts to keep the tag team titles in the camp of the Horsemen. Blanchard now with another clothesline hits Animal across the side of the head, and this time Animal is going to take a powder. Roll out of the ring. Little conference between the Road Warriors at ringside as Animal is slowly but surely making his way back into the ring. And Tully Blanchard comes out and grabs a steel chair and waffles Animal across that injured knee. We could see a disqualification here, but the ref's going to let that go. And Animal is in big trouble now as Tully Blanchard lines him up for the kill. And what's going to happen now? Are we going to see some shenanigans out of the ring? No, we're not going to see shenanigans out of the ring quite yet, but it's starting to get tense out there. This time it is Animal who has to fight his way back into the ring once again to beat the 10 count, and Blanchard remains in control. Hawk is pleading for a tag at ringside. And this time it is going to be Blanchard taking him out of the ring once again. And we are going to see some shenanigans at ringside. We're going to go to the out of the ring table because they've been out of the ring 3 straight times now. And let's see what is going to happen. This is my own customized out of the ring again table. And it is going to be ringside mayhem. And it is going to be a table. What's going to happen with the table? Anderson is helping Blanchard to set up the table, and they're going to bring that table into the ring. Anderson is setting up a table in the ring. What's going to happen now? We're going to have to see a gut check roll from both men. And it is an even roll on the gut check. Both men rolled 7 on their gut check roll. And, oh, that means the referee gets speared through the table. Oh my goodness, Hawk had seen enough, and he came after Blanchard. Blanchard stepped out of the way, and Hawk just nailed the referee, and the referee has gone through the table. Oh my goodness, the referee is down. J.J. Dillon is down. Hawk is up. Tully Blanchard is out of the way. The procedure here is that we roll 2 dice, and on a roll of 10, the referee is going to be down for a count of 10 as the match continues in the ring. Hawk speared the referee through the table. Animal is still down. Tully Blanchard is still in control. Blanchard and Anderson are going to attempt to double team on Animal. And on a roll of 4, that is a devastating double team maneuver. And that is going to cost Animal the first point of fatigue, and the referee's not going to do anything about it. And they're still... And that's only 1 move out of the ring. So we're now at a count of 9. We'll use this 12-sider to see when the referee gets back into action. And now as Animal is down, let's see if more shenanigans take place. Let's see, on a roll of black wins over red, so that will be the Road Warriors' opportunity for some shenanigans. And this time it is going to be Paul Ellering getting involved. What's Ellering going to do? On a roll of 7, Ellering distracts Blanchard, and Blanchard leaves the ring to chase Ellering around ringside. Hawk gets up, Animal gets up, and now we've got a brawl outside of the ring. And on a roll of 4, it is Animal who wins the brawl and tosses Blanchard back into the ring. So this goes down to 8. Animal is now in control with Blanchard in the ring. And it is a boot to the midsection from Animal. Can Anderson get back into the ring? He cannot get back into the ring quite yet as Hawk has him cut off. Animal still is in control. And now it is going to be a scoop slam, and down goes Tully again. And this time it is Anderson who's going to be able to come back into the ring and take over against Animal because of the tag roll. And it is going to be a hammerlock and a body slam with a cheap shot to the ribs by Anderson. And now Animal is going back out of the ring. Action is back out of the ring. We still have no referee. Are we going to see some more ringside shenanigans? On a roll of 6. Let's see, we've been outside the ring twice. That makes 7, 8. So we're still going to use the standard out of the ring chart on this roll. And on a roll of 7, let's see, Animal left the ring. So on a roll of 7, Animal is in control of the brawl on the outside. And so as action returns back to the ring, it will be Animal in control. Referee is still down. Let's see, Ellering did get involved, so that cost them one of their interferences. J.J. Dillon is still out cold at ringside. What's Animal going to do? Another boot to the midsection. Oh, this time Arn Anderson is going to fire back. And he rakes his boots across the eyes of Animal, and Animal did not like that very much. Animal back in control. We've still got a count of 2 for the referee to be out as Animal goes to a front face lock. Anderson reverses that, trying to get over to his partner Hawk, and he can't get there as it is Anderson with the hip toss. But oh, Animal blocks the hip toss. And it is Animal with a flying shoulder block that takes Arn Anderson down to the mat. He's going to go for the cover, but there's no referee here. So the referee is still out and cannot count a pinfall, but he does manage to get Hawk into the ring. And as Hawk takes over, it is going to be Hawk with a gut-wrench suplex that takes Anderson down to the mat. Finally, the referee gets up, and we've got a match once again. As we say, welcome to Danny and Gray's Cards and Toys. Welcome to the chat room. We have got a wild Atlantic Tag Team Championship match going here as the Horsemen, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, defend against Animal and Hawk. The referee is up, and now we're going to have a disqualification roll after Hawk speared the referee through the table. And on a roll of 6, there will not be a disqualification as Hawk is in control. Hawk with a vertical suplex, and down goes Anderson. Anderson gets to his feet. Hawk with another drop kick. Very nicely done. Anderson cannot get over to make the tag as Hawk remains in control. Hawk now with the jumping fist drop down to Anderson, and Anderson has another chance and still cannot get over to make the tag. Hawk brings Animal into the ring for a double team. And on a roll of 7, the double team works, and Anderson is back down to one knee. Animal in control now. Tully trying to get in for a tag. Animal with a back body drop. Anderson gets to his feet. And it is Anderson who whips Animal into the ropes. Animal comes off the ropes. And on a roll of 10, it is a back body drop from Anderson that puts Animal down to the canvas. Oh my goodness, Anderson gets over and makes the tag to the fresh Tully Blanchard. And Blanchard comes in and takes over on Animal. Blanchard with a pile driver. And Animal no-sells. He gets up to his feet. That pile driver did nothing to Animal. Blanchard tries the pile driver again. Animal still gets back to his feet. This time Blanchard can't get him up for the pile driver, but he does rake Animal's eyes across the top rope once again. Animal is not happy about that, and he lashes out, and he picks up Blanchard and throws him down with a body slam. Oh my goodness, Animal got so infuriated about that eye rake that he just slams Blanchard down to the canvas. He's going to go for the cover. Blanchard easily kicks out of that, but Blanchard took the brunt of that body slam. And Animal is going to tag Hawk back into the ring while Animal blinks and tries to get his eyes back in shape here. Hawk now in control against Blanchard. Hawk with a backbreaker. And down goes Blanchard. Blanchard gets back up to his knees. Hawk now, vertical suplex. He's going to go for the cover. Count of 1. And on a count of 2, Blanchard kicks out. Hawk now in control. Hawk with the Doomsday device. They've got him up. That is a +4 finishing move. And I'm falling all over these dice. Count of 1. Count of 2. Count of 3. Ladies and gentlemen, Hawk has pinned Tully Blanchard after the Doomsday device. And the Road Warriors have regained the Atlantic Tag Team Championships. What a match we just saw. That match had everything. Action outside the ring. The ref got speared through a table. Arn Anderson got beaten within an inch of his life, and James J. Dillon is still out cold at ringside. And Road Warrior Hawk has pinned Tully Blanchard after that Doomsday device to give the Road Warriors the victory, and they have regained the Atlantic Tag Team Championships. What a match we just saw. As Hawk pins Hawk pins Tully Blanchard, and it has been a rough night indeed for the Horsemen as Barry Windham goes down, and the team of Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard lose the tag team titles to the team of the Road Warriors after that Doomsday device. So fans, what a show that we have just witnessed. Congratulations to the Road Warriors. Once again, your Atlantic Tag Team Champions after tonight's rematch, and that's going to set up a best 2 out of 3 falls decisive contest between these two teams. And I think we're going to book that for our spring supercard, the Dawn of Destiny pay-per-view, which takes place on opening day of the baseball season. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for checking us out tonight. Again, I apologize for the raspiness. Thanks to everybody who joined us here for the show tonight. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. Rob did ask if I own Red, White, and Blue Racing. Indeed, I do. So, and I have your YouTube sensation set that you sent over with Dave Little and the 45 Archie Griffin car. But fans, that is our show here for tonight. Once again, congratulations to the Road Warriors. They are your new 2-time Atlantic Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions. From the Tampa Sportatorium tonight and from the Dave Cave here at the Heartland Championship Wrestling, on behalf of the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show, and I am out of here.